I started with a few fox sets close to home that the kids could go and check with me, and when the snow got deep enough, I set up the rest of the line. Soon after I did that, we had a cold spell where the temperature ranged from -40 to -60 for about 9 days. But when the cold finally broke, I was back out on the line. The first lynx here I actually caught with turkey bones that were left over from Thanksgiving, and the second lynx of the year I caught using a CD as a sight attractor at the cubby. I ended up using CDs the rest of the season at all my Lynx sets, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. There was a lot of weasel activity on the line. I was catching them in my Marten and in my Lynx sets. One of the challenges during the season was the regular snowfall that we'd get. Um, it just put a lot of my traps out of commission. These two Marten, along with that weasel, were all caught on a new portion of my line that I just set the previous week. I've been trapping on and off for the past 20 years, but had never caught a wolf. After moving to Alaska, I decided it was time to try. My first 2 seasons, I hadn't come close. My third season, I had a wolf step on the pan of the trap, but it was froze down, so no dice. This year, I found an area with more wolf sign and started setting hard for them. Paid off in early January with my first wolf. That first wolf was definitely the hardest one to catch. On days when the line isn't productive, I spend some time cutting or hauling dead standing spruce firewood to heat the house with. There's been a good number of cats in our area this year. We never have a ton of lynx, but the numbers have been decent this year, as well as the Marten numbers. I don't catch a lot of uh, quantity on my line, but I get a wide variety of catches. On this particular trap check day, I headed out with my axe and my chainsaw ready to cut some more trail. But I ended up catching that mink along with a red fox and two more wolves, my second and my third ever, so I didn't end up getting to cut any more trail as I was busy taking care of them. But that is just one of the things that I really enjoy about trapping, is you just never know what the day has in store for you. I put a trail camera out on one of my Lynx cubby sets this year to see what kind of footage I could get, and what I found out is all the things I was missing and not catching in my trap, which was a weasel, a marten, and then also this beautiful wolverine came by and sniffed around, never took the bait, never bothered the bait, he just sniffed around and then he took off. So sometimes there's disappointing times such as that, but then you got good catches that follow it, such as catching a lynx. And even if you don't have a good day on the line, you can always cut some firewood because the house always needs to be heated. For me, trapping is something I love doing, and some days are definitely more productive than others. Trapping keeps me on my toes, paying attention to animal movements and trying to think like they do, keeping traps, snares, and my snow machine working whatever the weather holds, cutting trail, spending time skinning and boarding. Sometimes I finally make a catch and then the pelt's no good, or another animal comes along and eats my catch. Some days I wish my line was twice as long, and other days I'm just glad when I make it home. The end of February marks the end of the trapping season for some of the species here in the interior of Alaska, including lynx, red fox, and marten. So I ended up pulling a lot of my traps after this particular check. However, I did continue to go after wolves, and with the extra time not checking those other traps, I did put in a few under the ice beaver sets. In my opinion, two things that make for a successful trapper are the ability to adapt to the conditions at hand and being able to learn both from your own successes and failures, but also those of others. As the wolves kept moving and making their rounds, I kept connecting. I'd been happy just catching the one after 3 years of trying, but numbers were really starting to add up and it was kind of addicting. I think the biggest change from previous years was my location. I just hadn't been in prime wolf territory, but now I was. I also started to take a beaver here and there, and as the winter days that were long and cold started to end and warmer days started to come, the family was able to join me on occasion and see some of the freshly caught wolves in the snares, as well as freshly caught beaver under the ice that were also caught in snares. As an introvert, I don't mind checking the line by myself. My wife can keep track of me, and I can message her with my inReach if I need to. That being said, I do enjoy it when the family comes along for the ride, especially when there's some action. Near the end of the season, I found a moose that had been killed by wolves and was able to set it up with snares and snag two more. I was also able to add a beaver and an otter to the count before I pulled all my gear. Before I go, I want to say thanks for checking out this video. Please like and subscribe for more that will be coming. And to all you outdoor enthusiasts out there, have fun and be safe.